you could buy a house for only $1,000. You don't need $10,000. You only need $1,000 to buy a house. I'm gonna show you how. You see there's houses all around the country, and all you need is literally $1,000 to purchase these houses. This is a house that I'm walking through right now. This is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home for $200,000, and $1,000 can buy this house. You see, there are homes like this one all around the country. A 4-bedroom, 2-bath house for $200,000, and yet people tell me, Wayne, where are you gonna get a $200,000 home? Well, we're 40 minutes outside of New Orleans, Louisiana, and this is a $200,000 home. Now, this house is a foreclosure. It's empty, so there's gonna be a bit of an echo. I apologize for that. But this is a foreclosure. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, and what this house needs is a little TLC, as I like to call it. Paint, some carpet, some windows replaced. Be like brand new. This house even has a walk-in pantry. But look, how you buy these houses, it's actually easier than you might think. So you need a 620 or higher credit score. If your credit score is 620, you've been on your job for 2 years, you can show proof that you pay your taxes, you filed your income taxes. It's pretty much that simple. So this program that I'm speaking of, and listen, if you're a real estate agent, you're around the country, reach out to me, because most real estate agents are not familiar with how this process works. And that's part of the reason why we have a group of agents all around the country helping everyone in all 50 states buy houses like this one. Now, this house is a foreclosure. It needs a little TLC. As you can see, the lighting is great. The plumbing is great. It just needs it needs a bath. This house needs a bath. And this house has a bathtub. That's a garden tub, but you get what I'm saying. The whole entire home just needs a good cleaning. Walk-in closets, cathedral ceilings, and look, there's a difference. That is a cathedral ceiling. It looks like a church, right? Like a church steeple, you know? A vaulted ceiling is when it goes from one point to the other. That's when it's pitched in the middle. Just for FYI. Now, quick story. One time I went into a house and someone had turned the water on in the house. So this is why a lot of foreclosures are winterized. They run antifreeze through the water system and they're winterized so the pipes won't freeze. So what somebody did in that house, this was several years ago, they turned the water on to the hot and cold water, literally on the washer and dryer, on the washing machine. As a result, the pressure from the water literally shot a stream across the utility room and through 2 walls on the outside of the utility room, flooded the whole house. Ooh, there's a duck. Now, these types of programs are called USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, and almost any place in the country besides right in the heart of the major metropolitan cities. You see, these are rural development loans. That means that if you're on the outskirts of town, 30 to 45 minutes outside a major metropolitan city, you can buy a house just like that one. I told you I went ducking with you. That's a duck. That's a goose. Is that a goose? Is that geese? Talks like a duck, acts like a duck. Can you call it a goose? So 620 higher credit score, you got to have a good agent that knows this process, understands it, because it is a little bit tricky. And you've got to have time on your job. So you got to have good credit, time on the job, and need $1,000. Why do you need $1,000? So the reason for $1,000 is you're going to need $400 to $500 to do a home inspection on a house. Never buy a house without doing a home inspection. The other $500 is going to be used for your deposit. You see, you got to put down what they call an earnest money deposit. That lets the seller know that you are in good faith, willing to move forward to purchase the property, have it inspected, do your due diligence, and own it. So here's the way the process works. We get you with a mortgage lender. They get you approved. If your credit score is below 620, they work with you to get your score above 620. Now, if your score is already above 620, you're good to go. If it's below 620, they can do some things called rapid rescore. And the purpose of that is to show you exactly what you need to do to fix your credit, and literally within 30 days, it can jump as much as 100 points. And so people ask me, Wayne, what's the catch? What's the gimmick? There's no catch, there's no gimmick. I don't know why the United States government is not sharing this with more people. You can buy a house for $1,000. This is legit. So look, there's closing cost, and a seller can pay your closing cost. That typically runs about 3 to 3.5%. The great thing about that though is the seller can fix all of those items for you. So you do a home inspection, then you say to the seller, I still want to buy your house. I just would like for these things to be fixed. And 99% of the time, the seller fixes those items. Now, when you have a home inspected, they inspect everything. Microwaves, ovens, water heaters, central heat and airs, everything. Now, you'll have to bear in mind, this is a foreclosure, and as I've mentioned, it needs a bath. This thing's filthy. Don't want to touch anything, but you can get a pretty good deal on houses like this. And like I said, you only need $1,000. Now, I know this may look disgusting, but this is simply from just a water leak. And you look at this when you're buying a piece of property and you're thinking, I'm getting inspected, it's falling in. This is just an inexpensive piece of board that can easily be replaced. It's not too often that we see the bottom of an oven being used as a dustpan. I'd probably replace that one. So this property is a foreclosure, and it needs work. It needs a bath, carpet paint. But what's really cool is the price of this stuff is not as expensive as you would think. Now, it's important to know when you buy a house like this, there's going to be things that need to be fixed, like that gate. And like this fogged window. See, it's not just dirt. There's a seal and it's broken and it's foggy. Got to replace it. And sometimes it's just rotted wood or missing vinyl siding. Now keep in mind, these programs are not just for fixer-uppers or foreclosures. You can purchase any house. You can purchase a house that what I call turnkey. You can move right in. So look, it doesn't matter if it's one room that you want to paint on a turnkey house or if it's the whole entire house. Painting is one of the most basic, economical, cheapest things you can do for a house. The Behr products work great. And look, one of the things that you can do to really increase the value of your property is the flooring. And keep in mind, a lot of this flooring these days is a vinyl flooring. It's called LVT, luxury vinyl tile. Now, the cool thing about this product is that it's vinyl. You can see that there's a membrane on the back of it, and it's easy to install. This right here, there's several brands, but this is life-proof. It's completely waterproof, and you can't scratch this stuff. It easily installs yourself. You can pay Home Depot to do it. Now look, what's really cool about this loan program is even if you have money in the bank, you don't have to use that money. Let's say you want to buy a property that needs some paint, needs some carpet, needs some flooring. You can keep your cash, only put $1,000 down. After you move into the home, you can paint it, carpet it, make it your own. They say happy people spend money, and when people listen to music, they're typically happy, so therefore they spend money. And at Home Depot and Lowe's, they got it cranking. The best of my love, whoa, whoa. Steve Perry just said when the lights go down in the city. But listen, speaking of lights, you can change lights in your house. So look at the square footage. And if it's a 2,000 square foot house, you'll want to multiply that by 1.5% to get the dollar amount. So a 2,000 square foot house will run you about $3,000 to change the lighting from a place like Home Depot or Lowe's. I want to share something with you right quick. Ceiling fans, okay? Airplane propellers are tilted, but yet all of these ceiling fans are flat blades, tilted just a little bit. What I've discovered though, is when you buy these ceiling fans that look like an airplane prop, those suckers move the air. Now speaking of moving, what a lot of people don't realize is you can actually buy boxes at Home Depot and Lowe's, as well as packing tape and any other thing to load it up. And so look, I'm never the one to talk about a product if I haven't used it. These lights right here clip in super easy. They're easy to replace, and they're LED can lights. Once you replace these, you never have to replace a light bulb ever again.